The diplomatic outpost on Valcor 7 hummed with its usual afternoon quiet when Anna decided she'd earned a break. The human xenobiologist had spent the morning cataloging samples from the planet's bioluminescent forests, and exhaustion pulled at her like gravity. She found a sunny patch near the compound's edge, where the artificial habitat blended into native vegetation, and settled down for a nap. The Valcor were a proud warrior species, 7 feet tall, covered in sleek obsidian fur with retractable claws that could shred titanium. They'd been wary of humans at first, these soft, clawless creatures who somehow dominated half the known galaxy. But Anna had won them over with her fearless curiosity and her habit of treating their terrifying apex predators like house cats. Kanat, the Valcor ambassador's son, watched from his observation post as the human female curled up in the grass. He'd been assigned to shadow her, ostensibly for her protection, though he suspected it was really to study how humans operated. They were strange beings, these humans. No natural weapons, fragile skin, and yet they'd tamed worlds that had broken stronger species. Anna's breathing deepened. Her chest rose and fell in the slow rhythm of sleep. That's when they came. The kits, 6 Valcor cubs, barely 3 months old, had escaped their nursery again. Their caretaker, Elder Threx, would be furious. But the cubs had caught an interesting scent. Human. Kanat tensed as he watched the cubs creep toward Anna. His hand moved to his communicator, ready to call for help. Valcor cubs were not pets. Even at this age, they possessed razor-sharp claws and bite force that could crack bone. Their hunting instincts were already developing. The first cub reached Anna. It sniffed cautiously at her hand. Anna didn't stir. Emboldened, the cub climbed onto her stomach. Then another joined, and another. Kanat's eyes widened as all 6 cubs swarmed the sleeping human, piling onto her like she was their mother. They kneaded her jacket with their claws, a nursing behavior that would have shredded Valcor fabric. They purred, a sound that rattled like distant thunder. Anna mumbled something in her sleep and tried to roll over. The cubs adjusted, redistributing their weight. 1 settled on her chest. 2 curled against her sides. 3 more sprawled across her legs. She was completely pinned. Kanat watched in fascination as the human slowly woke. Her eyes fluttered open, focused on the cub sitting on her chest, and then she smiled. "Well, hello there," Anna whispered, her voice thick with sleep. She lifted one hand slowly, carefully, and scratched behind the cub's ear. The purring intensified. Any Valcor adult would have panicked. The cub's parents would have fought. But the human simply accepted her fate with bemused affection. "You guys are heavy," she muttered, trying to shift. The cubs protested with tiny growls, clinging tighter. Okay. I guess this is my life now." Kanat couldn't help himself. He activated his communicator. "Elder Threx, I've located your missing cubs." "Where?" The elder's voice crackled with worry. "They've captured a human." Silence. "Then explain." "They're using her as a sleeping platform. She appears to be accepting this willingly." Kanat approached cautiously, keeping his movements slow. The cubs tracked him with gleaming eyes, but didn't abandon their prize. Anna looked up at him, half embarrassed, half amused. "I fell asleep for 5 minutes," she said. "You've been unconscious for 43 minutes, Kanat corrected. "The cubs found you 17 minutes ago." "Oh." Anna considered this. "Well, I didn't want to disturb them. They seem comfortable. They have claws that could disembowel you. They're babies." Anna gently stroked the nearest cub's head. It leaned into her touch, eyes closing in contentment. "Besides, they're not trying to hurt me." "Look, they've retracted their claws." Kanat looked closer. She was right. The cubs had instinctively sheathed their weapons around the fragile human. It was the same behavior they showed with their own mothers, but he'd never seen them do it with another species. Elder Threx arrived, followed by 3 caretakers. They stopped short at the scene before them. "Impossible," Threx breathed. "They attacked the Zarthian ambassador last week, sent him to medical with 17 lacerations." "The Zarthian probably startled them," Anna said reasonably, as if she wasn't currently imprisoned under 100 pounds of predator infant. "You have to let them set the pace. They're kids, they just want to feel safe." One of the cubs yawned, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth inches from Anna's face. She didn't flinch. Kanat felt something shift in his understanding. This was why humans were dangerous, not despite their weakness, but because of it. They were so fragile that they'd learned to see the universe without fear. Where his people saw threats, humans saw children. Where Valcor calculated danger, humans calculated connection. How do we retrieve them? A caretaker asked nervously. Anna sighed. Do you have snacks? 20 minutes later, the cubs were lured away with treats, protesting every step. Anna stood, brushing fur from her clothes. Her legs had fallen asleep and she stumbled. Kanat caught her elbow. Thank you, she said, for not panicking. I should be thanking you. If you'd been injured, it would have destroyed our alliance. Anna shook her head. They wouldn't have hurt me. Young things know when someone means them no harm. She smiled at him. Your species isn't as scary as you think you are, Kanat. He watched her limp away, still covered in cub fur, humming to herself. Scary? No. But watching her, watching any human operate, Kanat was beginning to understand why the galaxy had learned to respect these soft, stubborn creatures. They walked into predator dens and came out with friends. They saw teeth and claws and thought puppy. They were absolutely insane, and the galaxy was better for it. That evening, Kanat filed his report. Human diplomatic approach proves effective with juvenile Valcor. Recommend further study. Also recommend installing ANAP facilities away from nursery wing.